But Leo, to cap off our show, none other than the Super Bowl predictions. Super Bowl is this Sunday. We all know the teams: Kansas City Chiefs, Tampa Bay Bucks, Mahomes versus Brady. Really good team versus really good team. This one's going to be interesting. Leo, talk to me with your predictions.
Woo-wee! Ladies and gentlemen, boy, oh boy, Pat Mahomes versus Tom Brady. If the world was ending because we are in a pandemic, what a way for the world to end. I would love this to be the last match if it was ever. Hopefully we see many more Super Bowls. But if we had to end today, what a way to go out, ladies and gentlemen. Tom Brady versus Patrick Mahomes. Well, I would say this to start us off. The last meeting between these two beloved teams, Kansas City and Tampa Bay, I look at that game as a tale of two halves, right? Everybody always talks about the Tyreek Hill Day. That's what I'm going to call it. I'm going to call that day the Tyreek Hill Day. That should be a holiday because he put up almost, 300 yards of wide receiving, especially in the first quarter. I don't know what made my guy, Ty Bowles, wake up one day and was like, I'm going to leave him one-on-one with Carlton Davis. And I'm pretty sure he learned from that. And, of course, I do believe he learned from that because it showed in the second half the way how they were playing the Kansas City Chiefs. That's why I say it's a tale of two halves because they were up 20-0 and only scored one more touchdown in that second half. And the Bucs haven't lost since that point. Obviously, the Kansas City Chiefs are who they are, a great team, offensively, spectacular team, a team that you know how to beat them, but can you execute? Because they have so much. You take away Tyreek Hill, okay, you got to worry about Travis Kelce, who's arguably the best talent on that football team, and you also got Patrick Mahomes. So I do believe going forward, I think the Buccaneers, and Sean Payton has said this before a couple of days ago, on I believe it was the Keyshawn and Jay Williams show on ESPN. Yeah. He said, never underestimate a team that had to go on the road 3 times to get to this point. And when you think about not only on the road, going to Drew Brees' house and beating Drew Brees there, going to Aaron Rodgers. Oh, my fault, Taylor Heineke. I didn't forget about you, brother. I didn't forget about you. Going to the Washington football team and beating them, and just to come back home and play the Super Bowl in their own backyard. I like the Bucs here. I'm going to keep it short because I do believe stylistically, realistically, that they can match up with Kansas City. That doesn't mean they could beat Kansas City. They still have to execute, but they do have the formula. They know how to get to the ball. They can create havoc at the line. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Eric Fisher is going to be out on that offensive line, a starter who, when he's not playing, Patrick Mahomes is 3-3. So they're going to be able to get to Mahomes like they did Aaron Rodgers last week because they lost Bakhtiari. So I do believe they're going to cause havoc at the line of scrimmage, and that's where the game is going to be run. If you're going to beat the Kansas City Chiefs, it's because you're dominating the line of scrimmage. That's something that Buffalo didn't do last week, and that's why they ran all over Buffalo. The Buccaneers are not that same team. I didn't even get to the offensive side of the ball. They have 2 running backs that can be more than capable of doing the job, and guess what? They had the X factor, which is the GOAT, Tom Brady, and I'm just not going to bet against Tom Brady in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think there's a few things to look at here. One thing, just to piggyback off what you said and not having Fisher, Mike Remmers, who's a vet left tackle he played on the Vikings and the Giants, he'll be taking over Fisher's spot. So that's one area of interest to me is the JPP versus Remmers battle and who can win that because they did move things around on that line, obviously with the injury. Another thing that I look at is the head coaches. I mean, you got Bruce Arians, who lives and dies by the risk it no biscuit philosophy that he made up. And then you have on the other side Andy Reid, who's a guy who's known to make bold play calls. So I think this game could very well come down to which guy makes the right gamble, which guy makes the wrong gamble, and how that plays out. Which guy is going to make the play call that's like, wow, they actually did that and they pulled it off.
I just want to add to that point that you brought up and actually highlight your point. Because last week, both of them made gambles that won them the game, or should I say the week before with Andy Reid in the divisional round when he went for it with a backup quarterback on 4th down. And last week, I know you don't like to hear this, Kenny C, but that Scotty Miller Hail Mary against the Packers at halftime. Both guys know how to gamble.
Yeah, man. And another point here, like you were talking about in their first matchup, Tyreek Hill, the Bucs are going to have to do something to try to contain him because nobody this season's been able to really stop Tyreek Hill. I mean, look what he did to the Bills. Guy's got so much speed after he catches that pass. You better tackle him quick or he's gone. But another X factor that could be for the Chiefs is Travis Kelce, guy that had the second most yards in the damn league as a tight end and showed that, look, like, I know there's George Kittle out there, but I'm the best tight end in the league. And he shows you, he just adds to that versatility that the Chiefs have on offense. Sammy Watkins will be back as well. Off of, I believe he had like hamstring injury or whatever the case was. But he'll be back, so that adds a little bit more potency. But the linebackers, with Kelce getting a mismatch potentially, Levante David, he's really solid. He's a really solid coverage linebacker. Devin White, he's outstanding at rushing the quarterback, outstanding at getting pressure, outstanding at making tackles on running backs in the backfield. But that's where he lacks. So maybe you get a mismatch with Kelce and Devin White's out there hung out to dry. Because this season he had the most catches. He allowed the most catches for the most receiving yards, second most yards after the catch, and second most touchdowns. So that rook's got to beware of Travis Kelce. I think it's going to be a war on both sides. I think Brady in that offense is going to come out slinging it as well. And I think this is going to be a high-ass scoring affair. But just for the simple premise of I rode with the damn Chiefs since we made the picks in the beginning, saying I think it's going to be Chiefs Saints, and I think the Chiefs are going to take it and go back to back. I also have money on the line in a playoff pool with the Chiefs. So I'm going to have to go with Kansas City. Also based off the premise, Leo, as you and Zach remember, I constantly brought it up. They find some way to beat you, and they have a multitude of ways in doing it. So I do think it's going to be really close because when you got Brady, like you said, the king in the Super Bowl, IQ that he has, he's seen every defense. Steve Spagnuolo, that's another matchup. Steve Spagnuolo's seen this man before, played against this man before as the coordinator. He's going to have to dial up some special things to try to slow down Brady. But I think the Chiefs narrowly come away with it by a touchdown, 35-28. It's going to be a hell of a game.
If I had to go with a score, I'm going to say Buccaneers 31-27. That's what I'm going to go. I'm going to go 31-27. I think it's going to be a good game, man. I can't wait. I don't think this is a legacy. I guess you could say that it is a legacy game. But I just want to highlight this real quickly here. Tom Brady has been doing this for over 2 decades. So for those people who said that Patrick Mahomes win, he's the GOAT, y'all done lost your mind. Y'all done most of smoked the L last night because Tom Brady just getting to the Super Bowl isn't another accomplishment. Just making it to this game.
Patty Mahomes has to reach age 700 before he could catch up because Brady's what, like 730 years old right now?
And he said he's going to play till he's 800 because he just literally said he's going to play a couple more years. So there's talks of that. And I know for all the Brady haters out there, should I say, they're going to be up. I know they don't like to hear that. So they main hope is that Patrick Mahomes beat Tom Brady. We'll see if that happens. I think Tom Brady's going to rise to the top. But Kenny C, before we go, man, what are your plans on Super Bowl Sunday, man? What's the meal? What's on the appetizer?
Man. I have to go with the classic, man. I'm definitely gonna help my mom chef up the wings. We got the the deep fryer or whatever.
Yes, sir.
We have that, so definitely gonna get some wings in there, man. Tostitos and salsa, that's another classic. Gotta throw that in there. And as for dinner, I'm not even sure. I mean, usually a Super Bowl is like a bunch of appetizers. So I'm probably going to rock with that. What about you?
Same thing, brother. You cannot underestimate the rings. And I know vegans I know the vegans out here watching our show probably done clicked off by now because they typed that we said rings. They're like, all right, this is where I lead the show. But man, oh man, you can't go wrong with them rings, especially the buffalo wings. This point in time, you got to add that buffalo sauce, man. And I'm gonna sit back, relax. I'm excited for the halftime show this year. I think this is the first year I've been excited because the weekend, I believe, spent, I don't remember the exact number, but it was at least $9 million. I think it was $5 million on his performance for the halftime show. So he's probably going to come up with a lot of, crazy stunts.
Yeah.
I just can't wait, So he better not let me down because I'm actually looking forward to the halftime show.
Oh yeah.
Whereas in the past, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna use the bathroom and I'm gonna be in there for 20 minutes to burn off these rings, and I'm gonna come back for the second half. I'm actually gonna sit there and watch The Weeknd perform. He's a good, talented guy. He knows how to sing, and he's a good artist.
Yeah, man. I'm definitely hyped for the Super Bowl LV, and let's get it, man. We will be back Monday with or without our other two co-hosts, but the real Lil, we're always here and we're always ready to chop up football.
Yes, sir. We're gonna be back on Monday, like Kenny C just said, recapping the Super Bowl. Hopefully, is recapping Tom Brady added to that memorabilia, or it will be Patrick Mahomes. We'll see. We'll be back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your boy, Real Lil. Kenny C,
Yes, sir.
and
Have a
we
good one.
out.